So it's 2019, and I'm going to call this the year of the bidet.
The bidet?
Yeah.
You going bidet?
I got a bidet.
That's funny, because that's one of my Christmas stories.
No shit.
Okay.
No shit, literally.
Yeah, so...
Let me tell you, though, bidet, it's the way.
Yeah.
Bidet is the way.
So I've heard. So actually that relates to one of the Christmas stories. So I was going to bring up the differences once we kind of got into it, but we'll just jump right into it. I was going to bring up the differences between the Doctor and Weber family Christmas, but at one of my Christmases, my extended family somehow got on the topic of how do you wipe. And these heathens wipe back to front. They lift their balls. They lift their balls.
Which
and
ones?
They go, I'm not sharing that information, but they lift their balls and they go back to front.
No. And
the guy that was telling this was like shocked. He's like, Dad, we're doing this wrong. We've been doing this wrong the whole time.
No.
I'm just like, I tilt to the side maybe, or I lean forward, and you go front to back.
Yes,
like that's how you wipe.
Yeah, especially like even the ladies are usually very particular. You have to
do that.
Yeah. And front to back, because you don't want to be, bringing that fecal matter into your coot.
Yeah, but for the guy aspect of it, I was just like, no. I mean, as long as you're wiping till it's clean, I don't really care that much. But like, I could see there being some benefit of like you're just sitting straight. You know what I mean? Like you're straight up. You're not leaning forward or backwards. You're just.
Why don't you just stand up and wipe your ass then, man?
Some people do that too, apparently. It was my world got rocked, and then I was like, well, we should just go bidets. Everybody should just get bidets.
America, I've gotten the factoid put in my face enough that America is like one of the few first world countries where it's not common to have bidets. But let me tell you, man, my mind has been made up, man. The bidet is the way to go.
Maybe I'll pick one up.
I kind of started thinking about it when I had like a foul bachelor moment a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, sitting there, and it's like days before I was like, I'm running low on toilet paper. And then I let myself, like a fucking savage, run out of toilet paper.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, what do I do? So had to grab some napkins, put it in a bag, throw it out like a fucking foul beast that I am.
That's absolutely shameful.
But I'm telling you, man, the bidet, I was like, the first time it's, hey, no, nothing but a thing, man. Just, it's like a lot of pressure. Kind of almost hurt the first time, Getting
Did
the
you
bidet,
do like
cherry pop. It's weird because, well, I'm thinking it's probably worse now because the water's cold. Like if you let the water run for a bit, it gets really cold. And by the time you're like squeaky clean, you're a little numbed. The butthole is a little bit numbed, but I've been digging it, man. It's like I'm using
cuts down on paper.
Yeah, it cuts down on waste a lot. That was one of the main things because
cutting
down on waste.
We got the whole maybe we should really be paying attention spiel that we've been getting for the past 14 years. Mm-hmm. But I'll look into it. Man,
2019 Save the Earth via bidets. They're $20 on Amazon, man.
Really? How hard was it to hook up?
Not
like
at
5
all.
seconds?
Actually, it was a little bit harder just because I had like a thread mismatch. Basically, it comes with a little kit, comes with a flexible hose. You empty your toilet, you shut off the water, and then on like the underside where your thing hooks in, there's like a little T that it just splits the water off.
Oh, okay.
And then you just have a little dial. There's even a little trap door. There's another dial. When you turn the dial, it like opens the trap door and shoots it. Then there's another dial you can hold to just like close the trap door and have it stay closed, so it'll like flush the nozzle.
I think I'm going to have my phone set a reminder to get everyone on that side of the family bidets next year.
Dude, that fucking reviled.
Where is my phone? I'll hopefully remember it. But that'd be a great gag gift. Just, I know we were talking last year, and I thought everyone in this house needs bidets.
and they're fucking cheap enough, man.
Yeah. So outside the bidet thing, your holidays, you have some holiday festivities, anything crazy?
Nothing crazy at all. Even
Just
worth
been
talking about.
chilling?
Just went to see my dad and then went to see some friends, and it was nice and quiet, and I didn't have to run around and shit. Fucking rules. You know? It's like I can't believe that some people like literally will fly across the fucking country to like go see family. That's just gotta suck so much, you know?
Yeah, I luckily don't have to fly anywhere, but I was doing Christmas stuff for about a week and a half, pretty much.
Jesus
I wrapped
Christ.
I wrapped up on the first. That was my last day off. I was still doing Christmas. I had a hockey tournament in the morning. My family came out to that, got to the semifinal round, and then that was like from 9 to 12:45.
Speaking of hockey, NHL package lowered their price to $60 for the remainder of the season. Bought that shit.
Yep. And you been watching?
I literally bought it today.
Okay. So, yeah, I had the hockey tournament and then family Christmas stuff. And then we did a midnight, or not a midnight because I had to work the next day, a late night candle yoga thing.
Fucking what?
Yeah. I had.
What kind of new age hippie shit is this? This is supposed to
It
be
was
the
a
birth
gift that somebody
of the
wanted
Christ
to do.
child, not a fucking yogi holistic heathen festival, Steven or Stefan.
So it was something somebody in my family wanted to do. And the stretching was good. But there was like a combination with the stretching with like a new age sermon where it was like, you're going to take these troubles you have. And like it wrapped up. It took like 30 minutes for this sermon to get wrapped up. Like we did all these stretches. That was about an hour. And then the last 30 minutes was lay down, cover yourself with your, because they refer to these objects as props, and we like covered ourselves with a blanket. Or we were supposed to. I just sat on my mat because I was like, I'm not using props. I'm here to stretch. I want to like limber up a little bit. But it was like lay on your back, and then she basically told this 3-page story she had typed up about a faux pseudo ayahuasca trip that we were going to be taking, where we were going to take these problems and let them go coming into the new year.
Way down.
Yeah. Surprisingly, a lot of trigger words for me wanting to pass gas in a yoga.
Yeah, you gotta relax, man.
Let go of your troubles. Relax. Deep breathing. Let go. Stuff like that. Repeated over the course of like an hour and a half. Good stretching.
Family found gas to death in yoga chamber.
Good stretching. Could have gone without the sermon, but
Right.
they had a...
Yeah, really, do we need to be told the meaning of life by a 20-year-old in $300 yoga pants? Really?
It was more like a very stereotypical, almost out of like a sketch TV show, older woman who was trying to open our third eyes, for lack of a better term.
Mm.
And they had a first aid kit there that was made up of essential oils. And my brother like pulled me over and he was just pointing at it, just like, But the stretching was good. I'd go for the stretching again. It was not really sore the next day, which was good.
That is such a weird thing. Like, really. I mean, going to like a yoga Christmas service.
Well, it wasn't really a service. It was New Year's.
Oh.
Because it was New Year's Day.
It's like, oh, you guys couldn't get Harlem Globetrotter tickets or shit to go see Jim Gaffigan? Well, come on down to the yoga hut.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't in Milwaukee, Harlem Globetrotters and Jim Gaffigan every year on New Year's.
On New Year's, really?
Yep.
I wonder why Harlem Globetrotters would decide to come here.
I don't fucking know, man.
I feel like
because they go everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like you get a really big well, Vegas probably has other really good big acts booked.
Right.
And how many times can people go see the Harlem Globetrotters just crap all over the Generals?
That's the Capitals.
They play a team called the Capitals now? I thought they played a team called the Generals, who were just like terrible.
No, it wasn't the Generals when I went and saw them. But yeah, I went and saw him one year on New Year's Eve. It was cool.
A little hijinksy.
Yeah, it was, but
A lot of that going on.
Yeah, a lot of that. Just it was just like basketball slapstick, man.
Yeah. Hey, it pays the bills.
Yep. There was fucking nobody there either.
I told you I hit that deer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You told us all.
Yeah. Y'all heard about
wearing it. You're wearing that shirt to raise awareness.
Otherwise, my week was pretty. Because I had the whole week off. I had off from last week up until, or 2 weeks ago up until the 1st. So
nice. I had like 2 stretches of 4 days. Just Thursday, Friday.
Oh, nice.
No, it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then another Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
And then I got back to work, and this new year they've instituted a new time charging inventory system. Like we pretty much have an entirely new like system in place. We've gotten rid of the old one. It's a goddamn mess.
I bet.
We'll work out the kinks, but right now it's like relatively laissez-faire, in my opinion, at work, because there's just no way to accurately, there's no way for things to be accurately kept track of, especially when some things haven't been instituted in the system whatsoever. There's a lot of gaps in the system. Yeah. A lot of gaps in the system, but it's made for like an easy rest of my week.
Bob and Brian come yet?
No, that's next Thursday.
Really?
They come on the
next
10th.
Thursday? Okay. I was listening to them. I got in my car and that station was on this morning. And wherever they were, there was fucking wicked interference. I was like, what's this? Am I getting like a bad signal?
I have a plan. I think I know where they're going to be. And I'm going to be relatively quiet for a good portion of the day. But when I'm going to send you like a message, and I'm going to be like, get to a radio at this time. And I'm going to play our favorite Ween song relatively loud, and hopefully it'll get picked up.
You really think they're going to let you continue to play that shit?
I'm going to get it lined up so it's just a blast. It's just a sound blast, and then that'll be it.
You're going to get fucking fired, man. Now you're going to get charged by the FCC now. This is premeditated now. It's on record.
I got 1 week, and I can live out my dream.
Being a barista?
Yeah, I have an interview next. I have an interview next week for my new position.
Same place, or
yeah,
you finally got
moving up. Confirmed.
Talk to somebody
confirmed via email. Dates are being set up, which is good. The new year brings some new things, and it also brings some very sad things, especially with people whose balls possibly haven't dropped, like
no, what is this?
Our boy Ninja here.
Oh, dude, like anything he does, I find just
pretty cringy.
Yeah, pretty cringy.
But this was in front of all of Times Square,
right?
Did you didn't get to see this?
No, I did.
Live by chance?
Oh no, I didn't, dude. I was asleep. I'm getting too old to stay up for fucking New Year's. It's like fucking
the ball drops.
The ball drops and fucking
Anderson Cooper gets drunk.
Oh my god, you hear him fucking go fucking full goat boy on that shit. Fucking Anderson Cooper took a shot of something and he was like we're like, what the fuck was that noise that he made? It's like somebody stepped on his tail or something. Anderson Cooper's a lizard man, confirmed.
We did not have the TV on. We were playing cards where I was at for New Year's. And then actually I left that place and I had a fucking flat tire, which was great.
That sucks.
It had 10 PSI, so I was able to roll it over to the first gas station. The air pump was actually black bagged.
Firestone tires, reliable.
Did some Bridgestone. You'll hear a lot of those on the NHL channel. when you start watching. But the first gas
Fucking hell, is there still advertisements on that shit when you watch it?
They do too, and then it just says commercial break in progress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you can not watch live, play the game from the beginning, you can skip them. But when it's live, there's breaks for the breaks that are on network TV.
Yeah, man, $60, man.
Pretty
Seemed
good
worth
deal.
But yeah, back to Ninja fucking getting everybody to floss. So
Not getting everyone
yeah,
to
not
floss.
everybody. They got like 2 people in fucking raincoats. And another thing on this, just like shots of people in Times Square. Like, why would you ever want to do that? I have just heard horror stories about how
I
much
heard
it
it's
fucking
dirty.
sucks.
There's like people just like pee out there. I've
Yeah,
heard all kinds of gross things.
You can't fucking get anywhere. Somebody actually commented on the news story where this was going to be the first year that the New York City police used drones to help monitor things. Someone was just like, they should use fucking drones to like airdrop fucking porta potties in the place. But like,
can you imagine that? You get a little app. It's just like, I need to go to the bathroom, and then a drone flies over the head and just drops a shed on top of you.
I was gonna think it got a little closer and like, you know, you'd pee into like a receptacle and accidentally like cut your dick off in the prop or some shit.
I'm picturing a shed getting dropped on you, like a bit. You trigger it on your app, and then the drone comes over top. It drops a big red X on you, so people know to give you a little bit of clearance, and then it just drops it right on top of you. If they get caught in the crossfire, they lose an arm or something. I don't know.
But that looks like an absolutely miserable event. I'm not sure the actual figure like packs in there, but you can't fucking get out of there afterwards. Millions of people have to fucking leave.
From the few years I've seen it, I just always remember when the crowds clear out just all the garbage. I remember there just being mountains of garbage. But yeah, so Ninja is a Twitch streamer who dyes his hair bright colors and is somewhat young and skinny, and
It's kind of a prick.
yeah, but at the same time, the dude, I do respect his decision to just ride this as long as he can. Like, he's not taking any vacations or anything. He's just riding the Twitch wave as long as he can, and he'll just cash out at maximum. Totally agree with that sentiment. That's the only way you can do it, because Twitch streamers...
He's making a lot of money.
Yeah, because Twitch streamers disappear in like half a year.
He's been going for a while, though.
Yeah, but they have a relatively short lifespan. So I do respect his business decisions. Since he's caught the wave, he's going to ride the wave into the ground and then go do some other stuff. But he goes to Times Square, tries to get people to do a dance called the floss, which I feel cringy just describing it and this situation.
Yeah, we don't have to. It's just a dance move. You just look it up. It's popular in the video game that he streams, Fortnite, because there's dance moves built into it. And you hear that thing about Carlton trying to sue them for the Carlton?
It might go through. It's his dance.
But honestly, it's his dance, and it was a character's dance that another company owned. Like,
Maybe
somebody owned the property of the character Carlton.
Maybe you can get Nickelodeon and Will Smith to co-sign the lawsuit and
right?
Barry.
Is that who
Games. I don't
is
fucking
Nickelodeon owns Fresh
Nick
Prince
Cannon.
now?
I don't know. Nick Cannon probably.
Some abstract fucking Sir Richard Branson owns the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's like, I thought it would be a good thing to invest in.
But yeah, he tries to get Times Square crowd to dance. They have 2 shots, I think, of people dancing, which seem relatively pre-scripted. And then...
Oh, yeah, there's cameras on them.
Yeah, and then they cut to the crowd, and the crowd's just wet, miserable in their raincoats and their Planet Fitness hats, and they just... No movement. Come on, guys! Everybody keep dancing. That's basically what it was. No one was
It's
dancing.
just got to be like, fucking kill me. Just kill me now. When the ball drops, just fucking... Just put the noose around my neck and then drop the chamber from underneath.
That's the other thing is what a odd PR choice of Ninja. His audience is young children, I'd assume.
Right.
Why would you have him as one of the main hosts at a late night ball drop? You'd think you'd want older.
Was he a fucking host for like the ceremony? Was he doing it for like a long stretch of time?
I don't think so, but
Or did they just bring him up as like, here is one of our freak show acts?
here's the
bearded
dyed
lady.
Yeah, I was gonna say here's the dyed-haired man.
I could say a lot of things that would get us in trouble.
Yeah, but totally bombed. Funny to see. Check it out if you get a chance.
Yeah.
Story-wise, though,
What do we got first on the docket?
I actually really want to go over this Arizonians attacking self-driving cars from New York Times. Did you read this?
No.
So the article opens up and makes it sound like this town just has this vendetta against Waymo, who is trying to introduce and beta test like self-driving cars. They go after him with rocks, knives, 2x4s, just destroy these cars, shout
Really, like
obscenities.
full cane toad.
Just go nuts on them. They want them out of their town. And the article just makes it sound like everyone in the opening couple paragraphs is insane in this town. Like this is some episode of The Twilight Zone or something. Just like, why? Or like Man vs. Machine. Something. But there's a lot more to this story. Like, the attacks on the vehicles go as far as like people using their cars to run the Waymo cars off the road. Like, full on insanity. But the deeper part of the story that they only put in like the last paragraph is that these Waymo cars, while still in beta test, have hit 2 children and where's the other? They've gotten into a number of accidents. I think they've actually.
Yeah, what's 2 kids in the fucking march towards progress, huh? Come on, gotta crack a couple skulls to get to the future.
But one of the people in the town said it probably best. He's like, we don't want to be your. We didn't sign on to be your beta test location. Like, I don't know why they get to do this here. Now,
Are they located there or something?
let's find out. I'll do a quick Google search. What is your take on this?
If the town is just some town that they picked and nobody like agreed to do it, yeah, I think it's kind of justified if they're like fucking shit up. But I don't know. I kind of think it sucks that some people got hurt, but I think in the long run, self-driving cars are going to save way more lives once that's like the majority of systems. Because the intent is to have a driving system that can communicate with each other and like reduce congestion. It's one of the main points of congestion is when you start having people stop, it like goes through in waves of slowdowns, and the cars would basically be able to all start at once and move at once, and they wouldn't have that delay of the wave going through everything. I think overall self-driving cars are good.
I think it's an undeniable part of what will be the future. My research says that Waymo's centered actually their headquarters in Mountain View, California. They may have a facility in Phoenix, Arizona, but not 100% sure. The headquarters definitely isn't there. I think it's kind of warranted. I don't think it's the right course of action necessarily, but I can see why these guys would be upset in this town.
But if they just like pick the town, maybe I would not be a fan of that because, you know, how about, you give us a little bit of, it's like the fucking bird scooters in Milwaukee. Milwaukee was just like, nope, that's not going to fucking fly here not because they were dangerous, but because they just showed up in town and the city wasn't getting any part of the fucking money. If the city made a little bit of deal, so hey, you give us a little, you scratch our backs, we'll give you a couple of kids' lives. Yeah, it'll be okay.
I don't know if it's appropriate though for people to be waving guns around. Here's one incident where a man waved a .22 caliber revolver at a Waymo vehicle.
What is that going to do? It's a robot.
And the emergency backup driver at the wheel.
Oh, okay.
He told the police that he despises driverless cars, referring to the killing of a female pedestrian in March.
Now
in
that sounds a
nearby
little
Tempe
crazy.
By a self-driving Uber car.
That sounds a little crazy.
All these stories from them sound a little crazy. A man pulled up alongside a Waymo vehicle and threatened the employee riding inside with a piece of PVC pipe. Got all kinds of just attacks on these vehicles. I think the closest story I have on here says the attacks totaled in 21 on Waymo vehicles for 2018, which is honestly relatively low, like numerical standard compared to other probably like assault cases, but just being, I assume this town is smaller.
You just took it from, running cars off the roads with other cars to the equivalent of somebody in the late 1800s getting their photo taken. Be like, you just took my soul, and like shooting the fucking photographer. Like, that shit is a little crazy.
I told you it's crazy.
Well, you kind of said is like the article made it sound like these people were crazy, and then you kind of started framing it about like how there was some kids hit and stuff like that.
Well, there have been accidents involving the self-driving cars, which leads me to understand why some people may be upset. But waving guns and taking 2x4s to vehicles, I don't think is...
That's like calling up AT&T and the poor girl who just happens to fucking get your call. It's like, I'm going to punish you and fucking take all of my woes out on you, peon number 7076.
Yeah, I've had a couple calls to some big companies where I had to take a couple deep breaths.
Yeah, I try not to let it upset me anymore because
I've never blown up on them, but it's just like, man, I'm pissed off at your company.
Yeah, I always am just like, it depends on what it is, and honestly, if it's first, I assess, is it even worth my time and the amount of time that I'm going to set? Like, I'm not one of those people who's going to be like, I'm just going to stay on the phone because of the principle of this. It's like, okay, got fucked out of $20, and it's going to take you 3 hours to get it resolved. Fuck it. Just fuck it.
Or even better, they give you back $2.50 when your internet goes out.
Now, I've got to say, Amazon's always been an absolute joy.
Amazon, yeah,
they're
for sure.
fucking ridiculously nice.
And if you get an answer you don't like, you just call again, and then you get the answer you like. Because that's how I did it. I got all my money back from the bed frame incident. If you want to hear about the bed frame incident, you're going to have to go through our previous episodes.
Yeah, it's one of our... I think it's actually a highlight, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have had many interactions with Amazon, and they are a joy to work for. Jeff Bezos. Work with, sorry. There's a bunch of strikes going on.
And according to JJ, they're pretty good to work with or for.
I heard there's employees are trying to unionize, though. I don't think... Might be in Australia, or maybe it was Spain. Some places having some sort of gift-giving holiday, and a bunch of their workers at Amazon went on strike like 2 days before. But
I think that was Germany, too.
But I absolute joy to work with Amazon. Jeff Bezos mind controls his people well with his telepathic powers.
Honestly, last time I had to call them, I had ordered like the backpack I use for like my everyday carry. I bought it for like skating basically, and it was supposed to be a sling bag, but they sent me like a slightly different but more expensive model. But I wanted it because of the sling thing. So I called them up, initiated the return, and then they give you a return period. So I was just like, maybe I'll just try it out and see if I change my mind. And I just ended up keeping the more expensive bag at the end of it. Because they're just like, you can return it in this period or not.
And you were like, yeah.
But I figured I better do it like immediately so they don't think I'm like trying to fuck them or anything like that.
They even offered to give me a gift card and fully compensate me.
I totally had to do that with my my Instapot. I ordered a a used one, and it just never showed up. So I had to call them, and they're like, yeah, it didn't show up. And then it was like less expensive because it was used. So they gave me a refund, gave me a gift card, and it still wasn't the full cost of a regular one, like a full priced one. So I think they maybe kind of screwed me out of that one. So they were just like, well, he probably wants one bad enough that he'll just buy the full price one, and we'll make $20 on this then.
So speaking of Amazon, the Alexa chat thing.
Death by Snoo Snoo?
The Alexa chat thing, you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you
the
get my
fucking kill your step parents thing?
Yeah, did you get my text that I activated it at my parents' house?
I saw it in the Slack chat.
Yeah, I was like, activated Alexa chat at my parents.
No, it just said activate
Activated?
Alexa chat. It didn't say activated, I don't think. It just said I was like, is there some sort of way to do Alexa chat in the Slack thing?
system?
Because there's a Slack bot, and you can integrate other bots.
Okay,
into
well,
it.
I went into my parents' house and I was like, Alexa, chat, activate. And then it was like, activated Alexa chat. It was really noisy, and the thing doesn't shut up if you don't turn it off. So I ended up having to turn it off after a while. But
Just turns into your drunk auntie.
yeah, basically. It's just like, hello, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, okay, you need to shut up because you're ruining this. I wanted it to just have outbursts, basically. So I had to deactivate it. But
You should have just left it on and be like, I don't know what's going on.
yeah, my dad went upstairs and I was like, Alexa, let's chat. And it goes through a long spiel about it's developed by some university and
Yeah, some sort of long disclaimer that this is not our fault if it tells you to kill your step parents.
Yeah. So that kind of bombed. I was looking to make that a holiday story. More so than just turning it on and being like, this isn't going to work. But
Alexa, drink too much tequila and puke on the
it just
fruit
starts
cake.
making puke noises. But I found a story about a fake Amazon Alexa setup app on the Apple Store that climbed its way to the top.
Oh, I had heard about that.
So it's just an app that tries to help you with Alexa setup, and it has absolutely nothing to do with it. It's just from some shady app store, probably.
Just a phishing scam.
Yeah, just garnering some information to load you up with spam calls, which are the new bane of my existence. But luckily, Google, because you just got on Google.
Yep.
Does your phone have call screening now?
Yep.
I love that shit.
I fucking love that shit too.
Instantly they hang up. Just
Right?
like, okay, I guess you're nobody.
For the Amazon thing, that was on iTunes?
This
Or
was on the Apple
Store. Doesn't the Apple Store have the publisher company on their apps? You would think so, because that's the way it is on the Play Store.
It's probably some company called Amazon or something, you know.
Well, that's something you absolutely have to look at when you install shit. You have to make sure that you're getting the right one.
But the people that
it's easy to do
probably need a Amazon setup app are probably much older and much more trusting. Like
well,
my
don't be a
parents
dummy.
or my parents' parents.
Now my pops ain't no dum-dum.
But he probably doesn't even have
I gave
an
him the
Alexa,
old
right?
phone.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't even have an Alexa, right?
He has the Google
one?
I gave him a Google one.
My girlfriend's sister just got one of those for Christmas. We had to find a pickle in the tree, and that was a gift for finding the pickle.
No. Was it a pickle, huh? You know? old Uncle Jimmy got a little bit too drunk, and then, hush, here's an Alexa. Don't tell your mom. Here's a Google Home. Shut your mouth. Don't kid. You can do the Google Duo through that, which is nice.
Google Duo?
Yeah. Did you set up the Google Duo, the video chat thing on your phone?
I don't think so.
Yeah, look into it. You can do your calls. You call from your regular number through Google Duo. and then you can place Duo calls from like Google Home devices. So it's almost like having a home phone again.
Oh, well, I don't have a Google Home, so
You don't have to have it. If you have a Pixel, you can get it through there. But it's like the equivalent of FaceTime.
oh, okay.
So just gonna call me up and I'll be like,
Because you're the only other person I know that has a Pixel, and you love it, don't you?
yeah, I love it so far.
How do you
Absolutely
like the phone
love
plan
it.
so far?
I want to get my first bill, but I've only used like 0.07 gigabytes of data since I got it. So I'm gonna have like a $30 bill.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's glorious.
How has your billing been?
Pretty high, but that's because my work is changing their...
You bought it for the sake of having a normal, like an average bill, but more data, basically.
Yep. Because I can't be constantly attached to Wi-Fi. Although I am working on that with IT at work, but that's a different story.
Oh yeah, fucking slip somebody a 50. Hey,
No, like we have a guest network, but the password is changed like regularly. Like I'm talking so regularly that I'd have to be going to the desk like every couple of days, just be like, I need the new Wi-Fi password.
Why don't you
It's
do
a
it?
bit of a hassle. What?
What are you made of muscles? Just walk up there and get it, man.
Yeah, I'm working on being more proactive this year.
You're working on being more. You're trying to climb the totem pole just for that reason, just so you can get on fucking Wi-Fi. It's like, I want severance.
No, they just opened.
I want fucking insurance, and I want the Wi-Fi password. God damn it, or I'm out of here.
They just opened up the Wi-Fi guest network, so
Oh, to employees.
to guests. They have a guest network. Before there was no go.
I've been slowly trickling it out to people, just because
The
I wanted
trusted numbers.
I wanted to test the load on the network, because honestly, it's everybody in the office has a fucking desktop. They're streaming music and shit like that. It's not fair to the people on the floor that they should have to pay for data just to like stream music or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like a courtesy of giving them a radio to listen to, you know?
Yeah, that was a conversation that happened at my work some time ago. Office people are in there watching Twitch and YouTube and stuff, and
Yeah, they got that shit fucking on the side when they're fucking working and listening to shit.
yeah. But us lowly floor people.
Like somebody actually moved up from the floor to the office where I'm working, and I told her, it's like, if you want to, you can put Spotify on there and stream your music. She's like, really? It's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
And she's just flabbergasted.
Yeah.
We
No,
can
man,
we can listen to music while we work.
What? But I did say, I did be like, I walked up to her and she had like actual speakers coming out of her fucking computer. And I was like, don't be that guy. Like, you can do it if you want, but don't be that guy. Get a fucking
Goddamn
headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed her what I do. I was like, go on Amazon, $20, get this one little bud with a USB stick and a magnetic charging thing. It's just like a USB stick with a magnet on it. You just fucking drop it over the thing. It snaps in place when you leave your desk, and you put it, stick it in your ear. It's on. Your other ear is free to hear the phone, whatever. $20.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about a fork truck because you're in the offices now.
I did get the Pixel Buds, which I'm digging.
I don't have any of those suave technologies.
That's their wireless headphones for it.
Their iPod.
It's
bud
nice
thing.
because it has the Google Assistant in it, which I
So you
dig.
can be like, Google Assistant, pick my butt for me. And it'll be like, I can't do that, Doug.
I can't do that right now.
Would you like me to search the internet? I love that thing. Google Assistant's great.
Oh, does your phone have the squeeze to activate?
Yep.
That's pretty nice.
I love it. I use it all the time. Just be like, Google, take me home. Google, play Fuel by Metallica. Google. Google, search the internet for raunchy videos. Google. Yeah, just whatever I need at the squeeze of my phone. Google, find me a real squeeze toy. Google, how hard do I need to squeeze you for you to break?
Google, what is love?
I actually, one day I was laying in bed, it was like, Google, I love you. And it was like, that's nice. I don't even remember what it said. I feel like it was something like, I can't reciprocate those feelings.
Hey, Google's got commitment issues, man.
Yeah.
Come on, you already know everything about me, bitch. Let me in. Let me know all your Google secrets, man. Man, I gotta just wonder what kind of shit they got fucking in the works, you know? They gotta have some scary shit.
Google?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it just came out that they evaded a large amount of taxes by putting their money into some Bermuda banking system.
Put it into the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah,
Put it in the parallel dimension. It's not here.
Yeah, I know.
It's not
Google,
here. It can't be taxed.
I know Google will live long enough to become the villain, just like everyone else. They're a huge tech company. I don't know how their fallout will be, but that's the thing. These companies, we know they're up to no good on some level. Like, well, look at Facebook with Zuckerberg. Nothing is going to happen to them.
Right.
There's not a goddamn thing. Maybe
now they got fucking Uncle Jimmy John fucking posting, they will take this down, pound. I do not consent to you using my photographs or my information like it's actually doing anything.
Even if they do go to court, nothing's going to fucking happen. What, Zuckerberg gets like 3 years, white collar crime, gets out, still gets to keep all his fucking money. Like, the justice system is totally flawed at that $1 billion bracket.
Could you imagine him trying to run Facebook like through 15-minute collect calls?
I imagine he's getting drones flying up to his prison bars.
Right. He's getting his own personal ISO cube.
He's in a goddamn Magneto cell.
Too much iron in the blood.
Fucking, that would be a scary thing to see, just because Zuckerberg and that C-SPAN hearing, just, he's robotic. He would be the perfect killer in that Magneto cell. You have a pager. He just like turns it on him to kill him.
Yeah, how about that? The Facebook pacemaker.
They got that.
They're gonna have it.
Don't even put it past me.
Yeah, you could put the fucking they can monitor your status, and then they fucking
it auto updates.
Yeah.
Doug is happy. Heart rate. Post your heart rate. Doug is having sex right now. Heart rate. Doug is sad. Doug is sleeping.
I was thinking more the sinister way, just switching you off.
Well, I know, but they'd tout it as like instantly post your feelings. But when you get into Zuckerberg's cell, he'll just be like, goodbye.
The government knows when you masturbate. When you're feeling alone and it's getting late.
And the Packers just lost. And you need to relax a little bit and release some inside stress. I remember those Pornhub stories would be like, oh, after the Super Bowl when Team X lost, all these people went and jerked off because they were fucking sad.
Oh man, I never had that with a fucking sports team. Never had that like emotional investment in it. So I would walk into work some days and people would be pissed.
Oh yeah, the armchair coaches just like, yeah, man, it's over, man. They need to really get rid of him. He's terrible. He's got bad juju. He's bringing down the team. It's like, okay, coach.
I'd come in and be like, how you doing, Bub? And you'd be like, oh, not too good. Packers lost. Like,
We'll get him next. We will get him next year. We will get him next year. It's like, okay, there, buddy.
Cool it, dude.
Although I've referred to sports teams as we before.
It's weak.
We will win next time. But yeah, Packers not doing so good. A lot of downed people in the dumps. But I mean, it just comes full circle. Like it's the end of the team's lifespan. I'm sorry, you missed your shot. You got one. It's not the Favre era. Deal with it.
What do you mean we got one? We got like
they got a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, wasn't he in? Weren't they in? Okay,
they won it once.
Yeah,
right?
They won it once.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, not good.
What
enough.
More do you want?
Not good enough.
I want a dynasty, dude.
I want to be Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Even Favre didn't have a fucking dynasty, man. They went to Super Bowl 31 and won it, and then Super Bowl 32 they lost it. The Patriots, I think. They won it against the Broncos in 31, I think.
T1, yeah. 3 consecutive MVP awards. Appeared in 2 Super Bowls, won 1. Wow. Echoes of the current administration under Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Brett Favre. Can't believe he betrayed us.
Here was something funny. For Christmas, my dad does this every year. He's just like, oh, yeah, I found some of your stuff in the basement. And every time I go down there, I was like, I saw this last year. You can throw it all away. But there was a scrapbook I had from when I was a kid where my dad... It was like a thing to do when there was just time to waste. My dad would be like, oh, here was a newspaper article about sports, and we glue it in there. So it was the 90s. Absolute mayhem with Michael Jordan. That dude was amazing. And you had Brett Favre, which my dad was obsessed with. This fucking scrapbook was just full. Is that why
your parents divorced? Your dad had a man crush on Brett Favre?
This scrapbook was full. The first page was like Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan was dope. But the rest of it was just fucking Brett Favre. And I was like, I didn't even like Brett Favre. You just kept giving me Brett Favre pictures and I was gluing them in here. And as we got to the tail end, there was actually some pictures of like sports stars I liked. There was like when the Carolina Panthers just became a team and some other stuff. And it was just like, oh, here's the stuff I liked. And it was just a jib jab of random crap. But like 3/4 of this book is just Brett Favre pictures. Just Brett Favre yelling, Brett Favre.
What a dreamboat.
I met him once too. And you know what? He did not sign whatever I had. I had some we went to some...
Yeah, it was probably some fucking $20 thing.
We went to some golf outing. It was like a Packers golf outing. Brett Favre was there. I was like the only kid because it was golf. And what kind of fucking kid wants to go watch people golf? And Brett Favre was there. Looking back on it, he might have been hungover. But he didn't sign my thing.
What a douchebag. It's like when I went to see Disturbed and then the fucking David Draymond was like, you want an autograph? $20.
And you were like,
fuck that.
You were like, my mom gave me the money for my ticket. I don't have money for an autograph. Sorry, kid, get lost. And then he shoved his palm in your forehead and tipped you over.
Could you imagine fucking graduating from Princeton and fucking lining up in a career where you're charging $20 for autographs?
I guess that's where Princeton would take you, huh?
Dude, there's that fucking thing about him. Every like post he would make about whatever he was ranting about, he'd post it in all caps.
Crab. Oh. I thought he was going to do like a Frasier. I went to Harvard. Well, that's what Frasier says, but David Drummond would be like, I am a alumni of Princeton. I think blah, 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 blah. But he just does all caps.
Yeah, he just types whatever he is.
How old is he?
That's what everybody jokes about him being, just old. Doesn't know caps lock is on. All right, what do we got next here?
I think this is a fun one. It kind of falls in line with our criminals story. Headline, verbatim, this is the headline. Cops say a would-be kidnapper chased a woman into a karate studio. That was a bad move.
Why would you do that? Well, maybe he wasn't thinking. Maybe it was just the urge to fuck overwhelmed his mind and just like
Straight up like he's straight up splat punking it. He's just I'm gonna get you.
Fucking
So this guy
Tasmanian
tries to
devil in it.
kidnap. Yeah, this guy tries to kidnap this woman by forcing himself into her car in North Carolina. She breaks free, runs into a karate studio, pleading for help.
Oh, I thought this might have been a place that she was associated with. She was like going to karate
No,
class
she
and
just ran in there. Now, I didn't really read much else of the story because my imagination took me to some wild places where I was just picturing similar to Kramer and Seinfeld getting the crap beat out of him by a bunch of kids.
then. Right.
But I'm sure the teacher just like Cheeto chopped this dude in the throat and he just went down like a fucking sack of potatoes.
It's like that Aphex Twin music video "Come to Daddy," where all the little kids have his face.
I
They
have
just
not seen that.
they just gang beat him to death.
I got my blue belt yesterday. Don't fuck with me.
That whole thing, man. I mean, it's cool if you're into karate or whatever, but that just seems like such a just money extraction tool for like people with kids. So you have to like pay for every single like level of belt that you get.
For karate?
Yeah.
Yeah. You pay for the belt, you pay for the levels, the lessons. It's a pretty good money making scheme, honestly.
A related story. Apparently in the 70s, the influx and widely popular karate movies of the time inspired New York to ban nunchucks.
I vaguely remember hearing something about this.
And this fucking one New Yorker who just gutted it out for everybody won his court case, and it was declared unconstitutional to ban nunchucks.
I
because he
feel like
probably
this
had them
story
or
just
whatever.
wrapped up last week, but good for him.
Right? That one guy, could you imagine like his small subsect of like people are like,
He's
wow,
probably-
we can have nunchucks now. Like
Yeah.
the actual group of people who are excited.
Yeah,
for
there's like
this.
3 of them, and they all
There are dozens of us.
yeah.
Dozens.
There's 3 of them. They meet in the basement, and they only have 5 sets of nunchucks. And they keep them in a fucking like poker chip suitcase, like a metal encased poker.
There's a fucking underground nunchuck fighting ring we just don't know about. It's big bucks, dude.
Speaking of underground fighting rings, I watched the.
Could you
movie-
imagine that though? New Yorkers out on the street fucking each other up with nunchucks.
Well, they already do the sword thing. There's a story like once every 5 years where it's some neckbeard on
Yeah,
subway defends woman with katana. Unwarranted though, and then you go a little deeper in the story, and it's just like this guy's a fucking weirdo.
right. I have this katana and the power of anime on my side.
I am McLeod. Listen to me. There can be only one. I was gonna say, speaking of underground fighting rings, I watched the movie Game Night for the first time. Have you ever checked that out?
What is that? Never heard of it.
It is.
Oh, is it like a recent comedy?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. Check it out. It was funny.
Who is in it?
Jason Bateman, that's the dude from Arrested Development, if
Right.
I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God, this week I fucking saw something with him in it as a kid from like the late 80s, early 90s, where it's like him and his actual sister, and they're talking about like the teen sex years where everybody's like starting to get hot to trot and you're making dumb decisions. It's like in some sort of like after school special movie.
I have not seen that, but you got Jason Bateman.
Nobody's seen it.
Rachel McAdams, Kyle Chandler, and Lamorne Morris, which is actually Winston from New Girl. That's probably the most recognizable one. It was actually a really funny movie. I thought the plot moved really well, and even the
There was no poker.
even though I saw the Polka King was funny. You were the one that liked Polka King. Sean
it.
hated it.
Yeah.
Sean was like, that wasn't funny. And I was like, it was great. But game night was good. Game night, even though you could see the twist coming like a mile away, it wasn't about the twist. It was about the adventure that they shared together.
Well, is this some sort of like fucking Jumanji shit with Mousetrap?
No.
It's just like a fucking...
It's like Clue.
It's like a Seth Rogen comedy, except they're playing board games.
No, it's like Clue.
Clue was fucking great, man.
Yeah. Except the difference between Clue and Game Night is Clue, the ending, you don't know which one was right until they told you, and in Game Night, you know.
But this is how it really...
Come on, that was funny.
Man, that movie used to be on Comedy Central like every week.
Why wouldn't it be? It was glorious. Glorious movie. I also watched Rampage today.
The fucking one with like the
Dwayne
the school shooter guy. I thought you meant Rampage,
right.
the one where the guy like shoots up the little town or whatever.
Yeah, no, we watched that here and we were just like, ooh,
yeah,
mildly unsettling.
That was like, yeesh. It's like some fucking Columbine shit on a town, and then they had the audacity to make a sequel.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson one.
based on the video game.
Yeah, how was it?
If you like watching big monsters punch each other in the face and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, sign yourself up.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dwayne "The Rock."
I think I said Dwayne Jirok. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has this like Arnold Schwarzenegger complex about him where they're almost like the exact opposites of each other.
I get
Arnold Schwarzenegger can't act, but he's in really good movies. On the flip side, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can act, but he's in shitty movies, and people just like him because he's The Rock.
Which brings me to my final closing point. The last movie I watched outside of Summer Mystery Science Theater was I watched a movie called Blockers. Full title was supposed to be Cock Blockers, which had John Cena in it. And it's about a couple of parents trying to prevent their kids from having sex on prom night.
I remember that one vaguely making its runs, and I was just like, why don't they just fucking take the first half of Full Metal Jacket, stretch it into a full movie, and put John Cena in the fucking drill sergeant role?
Well, John
I would
Cena
love to see that.
can't act. He's definitely the Arnold.
He can talk shit.
Yeah, he's definitely the new Arnold Schwarzenegger. He can't act, but he can drink a beer bong up his ass. If you want to watch Cock Blockers, that happened in that movie.
Do I want to see John Cena pretend to take a beer bong up his ass? Yes, I do. I just got a bidet. That's the next logical step, right?
Yeah, insta drunk, possibly die. Yeah. And I watched Atlantic Rim from Mystery Science Theater, and
Oh man,
that movie
what
was
a
amazing.
stinker. Oh my god. Fucking bros with robots.
Yep, and like some old school faces from D-list sci-fi movies from early 2000, late 90s. Like there were some names on those movies where I was just like, oh my god, you used to do all those shitty movies on the Sci-Fi Channel, and here you are now doing another really bad movie, except this one is a blatant ripoff.
They had that Native American guy that was in
Yeah, he was the general.
yeah, and I was like, what? Is he really that washed up that he's doing like this caliber?
He's
movie?
doing Atlantic Rim. That's all you gotta say. You're doing Atlantic Rim, really?
That's it was straight up one of those fucking movies that you just make and then sell on the premise that hopefully somebody who's just like trying to get Pacific Rim
Fucks up and buys
fucks
your
up and
movie
gets
on
it.
Amazon on accident or out of the bargain bin, although those are going away. But yeah, that movie was amazing. I really enjoyed that movie.
I never thought of it really, but that's an unforeseen consequence of physical media really going by the wayside is that those movies aren't going to get made anymore potentially because you don't buy the movie when you watch it. You just be like, oh, this isn't fucking Pacific Rim. Turn it off.
Yeah. And I watched, obviously, Mac and Me,
What'd you think about that?
which was
What a
my
great
first
movie.
time. The wheelchair scene where he goes off the cliff happens a lot earlier than I thought it would.
Like immediately.
But the most hilarious part to me was...
It's in their fucking backyard,
Yeah.
for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I was like, how does that not happen to him as a young boy? But I think the most hilarious part of that movie to me was when they are trying to set up to suck up this little alien baby that he suckers into his house with Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola is a prevalent part of this movie. But the young girl has a vacuum strapped onto her back, and once she sucks him up, he somehow like takes control of the vacuum and makes it poltergeist around the house, and it literally
Brings her on top of this. It
it literally loops her around the wall, the ceiling, until she it like runs out of juice, for lack of a better term, or
pulls
she
the
hits
fucking
her
plug out of the wall.
Yeah, or she hits her head, but she's literally just sailing around in a circle in the kitchen. And oh my God, it was great. And so was the commentary. I believe they just do a Benny Hill-esque song to her looping around.
But Stefan, they're magical aliens, man. They got powers. They can do that.
It was terribly awesome.
Yeah. When I mentioned to my dad that movie was on the new season,
He said, I like that.
Yeah, I was like, why? I like that movie. It's like, well,
It's
you'll like
terrible.
the commentary too, man. It is terrible, man. It is obviously the same thing as Atlantic Rim, where they were just trying to capitalize on the ET cash, because it was like ET was one of the biggest hits.
Yeah, it was a bargain bin buster. where you'd tell it would be like telling our parents to go buy an Alexa, and they come back with an Alexander, the Russian knockoff version, you know? It would be like, Dad, can you go pick up ET? And then Dad, not giving a shit about ET, goes to the bargain bin and goes, oh yeah, it's got an alien on it. He slaps it on the checkout line.
Hey, Alexander, could you put a reminder in my calendar for August the 13th? It's like, sorry,
I am
that is
contacting
state-sanctioned holiday. No work allowed.
I am contacting Kremlin now. Yeah, those are the only two I really remember, though, of the new Mystery Science Theater bust out.
I haven't finished it yet. I've been savoring them.
I'm actually going to rewatch those because I was doing some other work while I was watching, but oof.
I've actually been watching a ton of Red Letter Media, Best of the Worst.
Just diving into it.
That shit is just great. Because it's like you don't have to watch the entire movie. They just like kind of break it down, and you get to talk about 3 shitty movies per episode instead of 1.
That's spicy. Could get down on that. To conclude my week off, there was not much else going on. There was a lot of studying going on for that interview I have coming up, which was kind of interesting, learning about electronics, 'cause it's all electronic stuff. So,
Oh, you're gonna be the test tube guy now? You have to put your dick on the safety box to make sure you don't get shocked?
yeah, probably. But
You think so?
no, it'll probably be all automated stuff. But it was cool learning about electronics and other stuff, because it also correlates relatively quickly into audio stuff. Like, it goes pretty much... There's a lot of similarities between audio and electrical stuff. So, and they are often put together. So
what do we got here?
Oh, the Blizzard story? You want to do the Blizzard story?
Yeah.
This is actually kind of older from when we're actually reviewing this. This is actually from like last month.
But this can kind of translate not necessarily into like video games, but like the company culture themselves. So it's more talking about like Activision's tentacles in Blizzard now.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been listening whatsoever to the last couple episodes, we've been talking about Blizzard quite a bit.
Just with like some of the decisions that they're making.
Yeah.
And they're in quotation marks because it's not them really. It's like Activision forcing them.
At least one
pretty much to.
Has the dream-like state that it is. I don't know if there's really much left of the original Blizzard crew, so things are just going to change over time. But the headline of the story is that Blizzard customer service concern as staff accept cash to exit British hub. It was 100 people left this customer service hub in Ireland, which is not a small number. That would be about a third of even.
Oh, nobody's gonna be there to answer your support tickets about why the stuff disappeared from your inventory stuff.
Well, I don't know what they're actually servicing at this.
I know. I'm just doing
hub,
it for the yucks.
But that's like that would be a pretty good chunk of my current employee workforce if 100 people left. I don't know how that would be for you. That would be a lot of fucking people.
Dude, they're making way more money on World of Warcraft than that submarine chatter, man. And that's just a support hub?
Yep.
Maybe they're just doing whatever everybody else is doing and sending it to India.
Well, they didn't get fired. They quit.
Oh. Why? Well, I thought the thing was that they got like a severance package. And
they decided decided to accept money and leave at the end of the month. I guess that is getting laid off.
Yeah.
That's more getting laid off.
Yeah, it's basically like taking your severance and leaving.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily getting fired or anything like that. It doesn't look bad on your record, but, you know, the company is
or
shutting
maybe
you
they
down.
don't need those people because no one's playing WoW anymore. I know, I'm getting fried up now. There's just nothing to do. Yeah, there's just nothing to do.
At the moment.
Yeah, I don't like the content gating.
But, yeah, basically this company is much beloved, and they were gobbled up by a larger company because of their success. And now that company is just, like, pretty much destroying the culture within that company that enabled them to do all the great
Got
things
its
that they
dirty
did.
hands all over its front side. Now it
why-
turned it over and it's smacked it on the butt and it's grinding it up on the back
Yeah,
side.
They put it down on the pan, and now that side's done, and
And
now
it's
they're
squealing
flipping
like
it
a
over.
little church boy. Too much?
What a bummer, though. What a fucking bummer, though, man. Because it also seemed like initially a very cool place to work as well.
That was my dream job
Yeah.
in like middle school. It'd be like, man, it'd be so cool to work for Blizzard.
But also, like, game development and, like, software
Yeah.
development seems a little soul-crushing, too. Because they work crazy.
You telling me it's not like
hours.
Grandma's Boy? Are you
Right.
telling me it's not like Grandma's Boy?
Do you imagine fucking... That's something that you hate, playing early access video games. Could you imagine doing that for a fucking job? And you have to play? You have to play buggy shit, and you have to fucking find bugs.
I
And
feel
get
like
paid
I could
minimum
handle
wage.
that. I feel like I could, well, the getting paid minimum wage part wouldn't be great, but I feel like I can handle that to get paid.
Could you imagine there being a fucking video game testers strike? They all organize, and then they're like, we're not going to take this low pay anymore to play this bullshit.
You know what would happen?
They'd
They'd sell it to you for early access. They already fucking do it.
That's pretty much, yeah, for those of you who aren't into video games,
here's
basically what they do now is they take a game that isn't finished, and then they sell it for full price under the early access. You can play it early. It's buggy, and that's a thing, too, like...
We'll update it. It's in alpha right now. Well, the alpha product's pretty close to what you're going to get. It's in beta. Don't worry, we'll get out. These bugs will get worked out. That's not how it works. The beta is the goddamn demo, and it's only going to get like a couple features added. Like if there's glaring issues at that stage, they're going to be there for a really long time.
This, I don't know if you heard anything about it, but the launch of Atlas.
It's a goddamn shit show.
it's not as bad as people made it sound. It's like Fallout 76 all over again. And now they're fucking changing their tune because they're listening to the feedback and they're like updating it very rapidly. We've already got like 9 or so patches with like big changes in like the 2 weeks it's been out. But it's basically a bunch of like racists and fucking people with Asperger's just railing on these fucking devs and like sending them death threats and shit.
Well, that's not acceptable. But
Yeah.
I know the guys that made that also made Ark, so I expect it to remain buggy for eternity.
Oh, it wasn't really like the bugs and stuff. It was like some of like the mechanics of things and the way they set it up. One of the biggest complaints has been China not getting their own server, because the Chinese in video games like to come in and basically ruin people from other countries' day. Not in like gameplay mechanics, like where we kill you in video game.
Just like in real life,
No,
they destroy your economy.
Yeah, they literally come in and will like go through islands where you get your resources to like make your wooden ships. For those of you who don't know, Atlas is a pirate game, and the Chinese will basically form these like Zerg mobs and come in and take everything and just make it so people can't play the game how it was designed, and that's the
Sounds
fun
like
that they get out of it.
Sounds like an absolute design flaw in the game, though, at the same time.
But it's also the parent company of the company who's making the game is Chinese.
What a vicious web we weave.
All right. But honestly, it's not that bad. You don't like the survival crafting games, so you would hate it, but
You got that right.
it's pretty cool. Like it has
I do like pirates, though.
it has something that you might like, the fucking slow, weighty fucking ship combat, where you have to like bring your broadsides around and fire
and
the
then
cannons.
unleash the
volleys.
galleons,
Yeah.
volleys. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a galleon in there. There's a schooner.
72 guns. You got 72 guns on that.
Not
bad
that many,
boy?
but some of them can fit a lot of guns, man. Lots of guns. But it very much so is reminiscent of Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
What a great game that was.
right? It's the last
We didn't
Assassin's Creed that game that
I didn't
played.
even finish the story. I just remember getting very drunk with like 4 guys, and we
And
just
singing
spent,
sea shanties.
yeah, and just spending the entire night
roll boys, roll.
just spending the entire night doing all the open world stuff. And then when I actually sat down to play the game, I was completely like out of the range of scaling, and everything felt completely inappropriate that I was doing. Like everything, it's like walking around with a golden gun and just one-shotting everything. But man, the open world stuff was a lot of fun with the amigos.
All right, let's not stay on video games too long.
Okay, you want to talk about women in vegetative women in vegetative states giving birth?
Yeah, did you read
Netflix
this?
pulling episodes?
I thought you were saying
Or
that one.
We got 2 more. BP claiming an oil spill off Australia's coast would be a welcome boost for economy? Or you want to talk about naughty billboards in Florida?
I think we're gonna have to go with naughty billboards in Florida.
All right, what do you actually know about this story?
If I recall correctly, somebody hacked a billboard and put up inappropriate signs. Well, one was like a corgi telling people to worship Satan or something like that, and
I think we might have pictures here. Let's expand.
but basically, I think it was outlined as the person talking about how extremely easy it is to actually. What's this one say?
These people think So this is the billboard once it's been hacked. These people think connecting a billboard to the internet is a good idea. These people are wrong. There's a website that's obscured by a palm tree, and then it's /lekeksec,
Oh,
which is
God.
LOL sec. The something prostitute. It's obscured by the palm tree again. Where do I buy milk? Where to buy milk? Place to buy milk. Buy milk. Milk.
That's funny. Oh my God, it's Santa Claus right over there. Holy shit, man. I've been a naughty boy.
And then it shows a picture of Harambe, the gorilla that passed away.
Dog-friendly patio, the bistro. Satan is the one true God.
And it has a picture of a corgi by a plate of Applebee's food.
That is fucking hilarious. Oh, man.
Water oak, we're growing. We can only feel our power getting stronger. Soon we will be unstoppable. It's hard to read that one. It's really obscured.
God, this reminds me, like, some of the wild billboards I've seen is just the ones that are actually owned by the billboard company. And they just put, for a while, they would just put outrageous shit. Like fucking cat memes or something like that. It was like, see, this got your attention, buy this billboard. Some shit like that.
You like kitties.
You like memes, kid.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking hilarious, though. Like, I am honestly surprised it hasn't happened yet. What's something else that that is gonna get hacked that you're just surprised hasn't happened already? I mean, it's already happened where people who have like a internet on their car has been. I think it was Jeep. Somebody was able to like log.
Yeah,
into
you can
a
hack.
Jeep and
You can
fuck
hack
with
the
their
electronic
Jeep.
systems in cars. Yeah,
And they were able to like lock the brake systems up on the Jeep. But this wasn't somebody doing it nefariously. It was just like a demonstration that it is possible.
I know that the lights that are over the highway that'll be like, buckle up, or 43 minutes to X city. I know those have been hacked. Thinking of something that should be hacked is what you're basically asking. What should be hacked for?
What are you surprised hasn't been hacked already? Because that's basically what this guy did. He didn't do anything. He did something inappropriate, but he did it in a way it's like, hey, dumb fucks, you should probably
not.
You should probably secure this a little better. Like, it's pretty harmless.
It's very similar to the billboards. I'm surprised the large signs downtown on the stadium, they're basically billboards, haven't been hacked.
The European Union is apparently offering people over the next year cash rewards for exploits that they find in software that EU government uses.
I bet some people are going to make a lot of money.
Right. But that's basically what this guy did, is he just found an exploit and drew attention to it. And there's people out there that do this for money.
I'd say street lights, but we know street lights have been hacked in the past. McDonald's drive-through. Just hack that, and then everyone's getting the wrong order.
Fuck that. Now the signs in McDonald's are digitized. Somebody hacks the fucking...
Get a shit burger right here.
Get a Muffy McMuffin.
Yeah.
So you want some hot, steamy muffin stuffing?
Stop! You're making me hungry.
Oh, that is actually making me hungry. I've just been trying to not eat like shit because it's the new year, new me.
I had a great breakfast this morning because I left work early today. I just was not having it. So I left work, got some good breakfast. No muffin McStuffin, but kind of good breakfast.
Sometimes I would do that on Fridays when I'd get home from work. I'd go to the Athens place. I'd get their
your Seinfeld diner,
half-pound Polish sausage with some scrambled eggs, and then take a nap.
Just take a snooze cruise.
Well, whenever I eat, I fucking get tired, so I'm just talking like maybe half hour, and then do the house cleaning, shit like that. Get ready for the podcast.
We clean. We get ready for you, our loyal viewers.
So you can watch us sit in two corners.
Yes.
It's mainly so the rest of the people who have to come into this place don't feel uncomfortable.
Are you a loyal follower? Leave a comment below.
So what's this BP thing about them claiming that the oil spill will be good for business?
I don't know how much of this story is bullshit. Probably a lot of it. But it was basically an article that said, oh, if there's an oil spill, there'll be a ton of jobs because, like, we'll need to clean it up. It'll be good for the economy.
Why are the fucking Australians hard up for work right now or something? They almost got the cane toads taken
I'm sorry,
care
I'm
of?
not keeping up with the Australian economy.
I mean, everything fucking costs more there. Whenever video games used to come out, I'd always see them bitching about the prices of it.
You know those little models I paint?
Yeah.
They're marked up massively in the UK, or not UK, in Australia, and it's I'm talking like 2 times the cost.
I heard somebody say that Australia is basically British Texas, which is a accurate analogy.
Basically, it is totally.
But is it just like novelties like that or something, or do they have like a ridiculous markup on a lot of shit?
All of them are marked up like 2 times the cost.
No, not just your Fig Marines. But like, is it just novelties or is it? Consumer
I do remember
products
when
in
my
general?
cousin lived there. He said he could have made a killing on taking logs of. It's a log is what a log of dip is what you refer to a stack of tins of dip, which is like chewing tobacco you put in your lip. But I guess he said he could have made out like a bandit and undercut the market cost there if he had taken some over. But so I imagine things there.
Can you do that when you go through customs? Can you take dip?
I don't know. That would be like bringing packs of, like a carton of cigarettes. I don't know the travel laws and regulations, and I don't know what they were at that time because this was quite a few years ago.
Jason had a story. I think he was flying from Australia to China, and in Australia, codeine is fucking legal. It's like a countertop. It's over the counter drug, and he had taken it through customs, and he was like, "Oh shit!" Didn't even realize it. It was like one of those things. You go to the store, you buy your shit,
getting that purple on, getting that purple drag on. And then he went to China.
Honest mistake, though.
And then
he ain't trying to like stick pills up his butt and smuggle them across, smuggle them into fucking China.
Yeah, smuggle them
Xi
into China.
Jinping fucking bring the book down on him.
I saw this story about a Tibetan monk that was too ripped. Did you see that?
No.
Something like that.
Mm-mm.
There was a story about basically this Tibetan monk posted, or this picture got out, and he was all jacked, like 6-pack or 8-pack, I should say, because that's how you know you're really ripped. You got an 8-pack, not a 6-pack.
He was just lean.
But it's not. You don't refer to it as the Buddhist
Was he big
church.
or was he just lean?
He was super lean.
Okay.
But they don't refer to it as the Buddhist church. They refer to it as the Buddhist Confederacy. What do they call the Council of Elders?
I don't know. That just seems they got the they got the federal Buddhists and the Confederate, and then they got the rebel Buddhists. This sounds like a game of fucking
Gay Star News. Here we go. Buddhist authority. This is from 4 days ago. Yeah, not the Onion.
What's the not the Onion? Buddhist authority.
Buddhist authorities hunt monk for being too ripped.
Why?
Because it shows that he's too focused on his body. So he's just crazy lean here. Got the 6-pack going on. But the story is basically he's too ripped, and I'm just going to refer to him as Buddhist authorities because the Buddhist church doesn't sound right. The Buddhist Council of Elders doesn't sound right. I'll just say the Dalai Lama is going after this guy.
Dude, apparently the Dalai Lama is not very popular in China.
Of course he's not popular in China. Why would he be popular in China?
I don't know. Weren't we talking about like Buddhists and shit like that though?
Yeah, but China and Buddhists don't get along.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, the Chinese government like wants to.
Well, we had segued from like putting codeine in your butt and going to fucking China.
Yeah, but we were
this.
talking about China, and China hates Buddhists, and they want to lock up the Dalai Lama, and they wanted to lock up Jason because he was putting codeine up his butt.
So what's going on with this story?
The Buddhist
He's
guy,
too ripped.
he's too ripped, and the Dalai Lama wants to arrest him.
Really?
Not the Dalai Lama, but the Buddhist authorities, because he's instead of being in a neutral state, he's putting
too
much
focused
in
on the
this.
body and not enough on the mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like maybe he'll be like Jesse Ventura. He used to be Jesse the Body Ventura. Now he's Jesse the Mind Ventura. And that guy is fucking fried. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll bring up a picture of him just because he looks crazy too. I feel like our ripped monk friend though, I feel like he's not really a Buddhist monk. I think he just bought some joggers or harem pants as they're referred to on Amazon, and they just happened to be orange.
Well, still though, like, do they get some sort of
Jesse Ventura?
Do they give out some sort of government subsidiary to the monks or something to be devoted to their practices of expanding their minds or something like that?
No.
Because honestly, I see a fucking picture of a monk and a picture of a monk using a cell phone and a fucking picture of a monk on a laptop smoking a cigarette like all
And
the
a
time.
picture of a monk wearing Timberlands. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure the rules and protocols. But
Oh my God! Is
what
that
I
the
am
Crypt
sure,
Keeper?
no, what I am sure is Jesse Ventura looks like the villain from, crap, what was that movie called? Yeah, we'll go with the
He
Crypt
looks
Keeper.
like the fucking Crypt Keeper, man.
There was a 80s horror movie. Not the Crypt Keeper.
I used
have
to
to Google
be
this
the
one.
governor of Minnesota.
He was like an undertaker.
Apparently, that Chris Kyle guy like totally fucked his life up. The American Sniper guy.
Fucked up Jesse Ventura's life?
Yeah.
How so?
He said something about like choking him out, I believe. And Jesse Ventura fucking like this was like when Chris Kyle was making his whole like press runs to sell his book that eventually got made into the hit movie American Sniper starring Bradley Cooper, where he
He looks.
shoots people and holds his baby.
Jesse Ventura looks like the villain from the movie Phantasm. Is the one I'm going for here.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Check it out. If you really like bad movies, in this one, there's a small gang of midgets, and this guy has steel balls that he uses to kill somebody.
It kind of does look like him.
And the steel balls make this guy piss his own pants. Here's a clip of the steel balls killing somebody before he pisses his pants.
Is that fucking Ron Howard's brother?
It could be. But yeah, this is the Undertaker, or the Phantasm. This is the shot that looks like Jesse Ventura. Yeah. It's uncanny.
At 1 degree.
But yeah, so Bradley Cooper choked out Jesse Ventura in the promotional clips you were saying?
No, Chris Kyle.
I didn't really keep up with all that because
Me neither, but
I really hate to say this. When those films hit the market, it's totally trying to recapture that Top Gun,
yep.
join the Navy.
Join the Marines.
Yeah, like Battle for LA.
Yep.
Join the Marines, son. That was literally the keynote line he delivered after I jokingly said it.
Yeah. So we're watching Battle LA, and the guy who was Harvey Dent in the
Two-Face.
newest Batman. He was Two-Face in the Christopher Nolan Batman. Fucking, he's the leader of this small platoon of soldiers who are trying to fight their way out of LA in the middle of a urban alien invasion.
Yep.
And they have a kid with them. And the fucking kid is all distraught, and they're like in the middle of an airfield in the middle of the night. And Stefan says, "Here it comes, man." The fucking join the Marines speech. And he fucking gets down on his knees like, now
Like
I
he's
need
about
you-
to propose.
Yeah. And he's like, "I need you to be my little Marine."
Oh God. And I just was like, ha, hoorah, duder.
Yeah, that's where the term "Oorah Dooder" movie
Oh yeah.
was coined.
Totally a hoorah, duder movie though. Unfortunately, I think it just kind of smears the whole.
Yeah, it like gets people signing up for the military. You think Call of Duty?
Call of Dookie. The Black Stanky.
Sign up for the
Black Stanky 3.
They sign up for the military because they played too much Call of Duty.
Yes.
That's not a reason to sign up, kids.
Nor is watching Battle for LA.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that. You're not about
gonna
to
be-
fight off the aliens in LA.
You're going to be drastically surprised when you get there. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one because it's pretty fucking nasty.
We'll skip that one. We'll go to some other Netflix products because I'm sure Battle for LA at this point is on Netflix.
So, Hassan Minhaj, is that?
I think that's a pretty good attempt at that.
I have not seen what they are.
I have heard about this story though.
Okay.
Not too much outside of the general outliers, which is all encapsulated in this title, which is Hassan Minhaj responds after Netflix pulls episode of his comedy show in Saudi Arabia. I know there was some back and forth where Saudi Arabia was like, you can't be a comedian in Saudi Arabia, although I don't know what he's actually saying.
It's not that he was being a comedian, it's that he said something about the prince. Then
Yeah.
that is illegal.
I was exaggerating or somewhat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was basically you can't be doing your thing up on the stage without some watchful eyes.
But that's the thing about Saudi Arabia. They're super conservative with that kind of stuff.
Well,
Like, you can't make fun of the prince.
They chopped up.
That reporter.
They chopped up the reporter.
And the fucking Trump was just like, meh.
Of course he did.
But I was watching this documentary about the Gulf War not too long ago, and there was a subset of two people. They were actually, I think they were Irish. It's an Irish couple who both went to fight in the Gulf War, and they were like staging in Saudi Arabia. And they had just like gone to like some of the shops there or whatever, and they were literally just holding hands. And a Saudi Arabian police officer was like, "No, he didn't like do anything further than that." But he basically was like, "You can't do that. You can't hold hands in public." Which is just like, what?
So how high do you think the amount of public sex fantasies are in that region?
I don't know. It's probably might be potentially one of those things where you see it a lot in India, where they're so like conservative about like sex and stuff in the country, and then they come to America and get this idea of like what sex and initiating sex is like from American media, and then they come over here and they're the stereotypical like perverted Indian guy making advances that
That's
are completely inappropriate.
American sex is exactly what we told you it was.
Send bobs. Take pictures of your bobs. That was the smash hit of 2018, I think, man. Send bobs
Send Bobs.
and Vagine.
I don't think I've seen that. I'll send boobs and Regine.
Yeah, you know the it's a song made up of entirely of quotes from like young Indian men who are just trying to initiate sex through Facebook Messenger, completely inappropriate. So somebody like remixed it into like a
Microsoft Samsung almost.
No, it was actually somebody sang it and they made it into like a really lit R&B song.
Like a R. Kelly jingle.
Not something like that. It was more trappy.
So like some Post Malone.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really listen to
really,
I couldn't say.
I just know the one song.
I'm just fucking I'm reminiscing about the day the music died when fucking Post Malone's plane almost went down, but it didn't.
I thought you were about to say you're still hung up on Buddy Holly. I'm still upset about Buddy Holly.
That's what I said was going to be the modern day the music died, when Post Malone's, there was a big story that his plane almost crashed, but it didn't, and they landed
us talking
safely.
about that. Yeah, they probably didn't have any mini juice cocktails or something, and do an emergency landing.
It's gotta be scary though.
God, just hitting turbulence when it's extreme is scary. I remember flying to DC and we hit a bout of turbulence. I'm talking, I thought the plane was about to get ripped apart, Lost style, like just sucked me out and spit me out on the runway. Because like we were circling right above DC airport, and the pilot came over the intercom. About to hit a wee bit of turbulence here, and I've hit turbulence before. When I flew over to England, I hit turbulence, but I was just like, oh yeah, a little bit of turbulence. It was like jarring, like you should have been buckled in, like it was
5-point harnessed.
Yeah, like your head was whipping around, and like I grabbed Brittany's hand, and we're just like, it's like is that Batman the one that? No, Batman has a pretty good harness. I'm thinking of like a roller coaster ride that really whips you around, and your upper torso is just kind of like free falling or free whipping around.
Oh, Iron Wolf.
Yeah, and like
they just No, that's the one where you're standing up. Fucking Raging Bull. It's the one where they just get the lap bar.
Yeah, and then even at the end of this turbulence, it was like going over some really bumpy roads, or like some ski moguls where like your upper body was just like. And I like it was the kind of turbulence where even the flight attendants were sitting and strapped up. Just, it was intense. And I thought for sure we were just going to get lost. Like the TV show Lost, like the plane was just going to get ripped in half. It was horrifying. And then we landed. But I was just like, poof. And it was Brittany's first flight too.
Really?
I was like, yeah, it's normally not like that.
I have never been on an airplane before.
Oh, really? Turbulence is awful.
Honestly, I think the first airplane that I might go on would be one that I'd jump out of. So I think
to skydive?
Yeah, I could see myself going skydiving before I actually pay like thousands of dollars to go someplace on a trip, because
they got that place out by Mars Cheese Castle. It's just like an open field, and it seems interesting. I know a guy I used to work with used to go every year. He'd go skydiving. It was like his birthday thing.
I'm gonna go skydiving.
I feel like I should do it at some point in my life, just because I have a incredible fear of heights.
Yeah, so do I. But I feel like that is a different kind of heights. Like, I
just don't want to end up like Peggy Hill.
What happened to Peggy Hill?
She went skydiving and her chutes didn't open, and she just hit the ground.
And she fell in the mud?
Yeah, she lived though, which was weird. But yeah, she just basically.
Oh, it was one of those cliffhanger season enders.
I think it was.
I think I vaguely remember that as.
I think it was like 2 episodes from the season ender. But yeah, she just splatted on the ground, and it was like, how do you live through that? That's like impossible.
Well, Stefan, it's a cartoon.
For starters.
Cartoons aren't real. Dude, going skydiving, I feel like that kind of height is just different than, like, I don't like getting on a fucking ladder and going up.
Yeah, I don't like ledges.
Yeah.
I got a problem with ledges.
Yeah, that either.
Where it'll be like, oh, my tippy toes are on the edge of this building and I can see straight down, and it's pretty far down there.
Yeah.
Do we have a cat cam for this?
No, it's actually
behemoth?
filming half of the back of the TV.
This behemoth?
And there's nothing there for... he's not in the shot or anything. All right. I think it's time to bid everybody adieu. May your year of the bidet be...
Pick one up. $20 on Amazon.
$20 on Amazon. Your fucking asshole will no longer be smeared peanut butter. It'll be fucking squeaky clean. You'll feel great all day.
Fiber up.
You'll feel unclean when you wipe your butt on something else and they don't have a bidet. All right. How about that, man? Public bidets, is that a thing? Or is that just mainly a thing that...
I mean, it's not like you stick it in your asshole. I think they'd be clean, right?
But still, like, what if somebody shits all over the bidet?
Yeah,
you know?
I guess that's true. I definitely have some problems with some people's toilet etiquette. A lot of toilet talk today.
Yeah. All right.
But,
Poopy butts.
Poopy Butts 2019.
Buy your
Clean it up.
bidets.
Clean it up.